Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, sorry about that. Let me see. Wow, how exciting. It's been a long time since we've had live photos popping up in the middle of the Royal Sussex, but yet here we are. So let me get the slides up. I added some, I grabbed a couple of videos where I could, and I think we're good to go. Uh, okay, there we go. Hey, Marshar, Elaine Parker, Church Nelly, Perlina Answer, Shirley Holland, Tamara Waters, Carol Lund, Vaughn Elvis Minot, Felton LaShawn, let's see, Veronica Quick, Antoinette Kennedy, that is, Henley Joseph. Let me see who was first. All right, Henrietta Phillips, thank you so much for being first. There are the slides, and we're good to go. I'm going to be keeping an eye on everything. So, there's going to be like stuff coming out during the middle of the gala, and I will be here for it. Okay. But I think we're caught up for now. So let's get into it, shall we? Hello, Heather Stroud. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, yes, let's take it from the top. Let's take it from the top, shall we? Okay, so I had to change the thumbnail too because it just didn't make sense to have the old one. All right, so Meghan is rocking black and white for fall, which I think may actually be her own little fashion trend, is to have us all wearing our black and white. I'm here for that as well. Of course, this was almost a thumbnail, changed my mind. There they go. Yes. Where those Sussex at? Where those Sussex at? They are in New York City. Look at them looking good. Meghan did something a little different with her hair. You can barely see it with this angle here, but right there you can see it. You see it? It's kind of like more of a crimp style, I think. But let's hope. All right. You can see it's raised a bit, but and she's wearing a black suit. Yeah, she's wearing a black suit. Oh, you were hoping for a gold color? Anyway, the Sussexes look absolutely beautiful, of course. I believe she's wearing a velvet suit, and the necklace is a big gold chain, big loops of gold chain. And yeah, it was quite the frenzy when they came out. Let me see if I can. Oh, you know what? I got to move those videos over. Well, maybe not. Let me see if I can do it like this. Let me see if I can do it like this. Oh, does this work? Yeah, maybe this works. Let me try.
Harry, how's it feel to be here tonight?
So it looks like they turned and went to a stairway, perhaps. Let's take a look at that again. Wow. Wow. Do you see how her hair looks different? Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow.
Harry, how's it feel to be here tonight?
Oh no, there is a color scheme to this event. The Sussexes are dressed appropriately. Thank you for that. All right. I got another one. So give me just a second to grab that one. They look beautiful. Awesome, awesome, awesome. See the chain? I don't know if she's ever worn that before, but I'll be curious to know where she got it from. Okay, let me try the next video. Okay, I'm looking for the other vid. That did not work. Let me try that again. Okay, this will work. Ah, no, it didn't. Where's the other video? Let me try it again. Ah, there we go. So, okay, this is the one. Yeah, both are very short. Yeah, both videos are very short. Wow. Very, very, very sweet. Are you guys pleased or no? Are we being very well fed? I think so. I know so. We're being very well fed this October. So much so that it's actually drawn those other people out of the house today. As a matter of fact, because of Harry and Meghan, and you know what? I'm going to also say because of Harry and Meghan and Tom Sykes have brought William and his daddy. They had a joint appearance. I'll share that with you later. But they had a joint appearance today. Such is the power of the Sussexes. Okay, got a couple more for you. I don't know who that guy is, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But here's a couple more for you. But yeah, they look fantastic. Now give me just a second. I'm going to go over here and take a look to see if I've missed anything. Let me see. Someone says, "Oh my God, from the press when Harry and Meghan entered is taking me out." Okay, I cannot show you that video, but when Harry and Meghan walks out, you can hear someone yell, "Oh my God." And thank you to the person who shared that with me on the in my messages. But yeah, I can't share that with you because that is a video that belongs to Getty. So I could not share that one with you. I don't know how many photographers are there, but listen to the background and you can hear. I don't know. Check it out.
to be here tonight?
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of people there. I promise you, I wish I could see. Every so often, someone would actually show you the general atmosphere of the room, which is what I usually like to do when I take photos. I want people to see what I'm seeing, but no, it appears as though the Sussexes are the focus, and that's that. So, yeah, it would have been cool just to see what kind of crowd of journalists or photographers they have there, but it seems to be rather busy. Uh, Harry looking very cool. Harry is maturing into a very, very GQ looking prince. Very GQ. Yeah. When he gets to his 50s, he's going to be a good looking 50 something. He's going to be a very good looking 50 something. And let me see, was that the last of them? Yeah, that is the last of them. So if you just joined us, let's go ahead and start from the top and work our way back down. And then I'm going to take another look to see if there's anything I'm missing. Um, I have someone on Twitter that updates frequently. I mean, literally sitting by and updating as we speak. Let me take a look here. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Okay. Give me just a second. I'll share it with you. I mentioned the gold chain that Meghan is wearing. I got a close up of it from what Meghan wore. Okay, Meghan has a Giorgio Armani bag. Let me see. So the necklace is Anine Bing, Anine. Is that how you pronounce it? Anine Bing, Bing. Okay. It's not that expensive, you guys. That necklace is only $600. That is not that expensive. Here, I will show you the I'll show you the page. I'll show you the page and you can see it. I thought it was going to be like in the thousands, but it is only $600. They're just giving that away. Well, obviously it's probably not solid, but oh my god, does it look great. So let me grab that and I'll show you. Uh-huh. All right, that's interesting. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Not bad. It's only $600. That is beautiful, isn't it? It's like double links. Every link is double. That is beautiful. And it goes perfect with Meghan's suit. See what I mean? It goes perfect with her suit. Well, let me see. I can do better than that. All right, I'll show you the other photo. And then the bag that she has. Let me give you a little close up of that. This is the bag. Yeah, very simple Giorgio Armani bag. And it looks like not only do they have the necklace, but they also have the bracelet available. And the bracelet is $450. Oh, not bad. Huh. And they have another bracelet, which is the chunky chain bracelet. That one is $500. And that is Anine Bean. Bing. Anine Bing. Okay. There you go. There you go. Now, I'm going to get back over here. I'm going to go through those one more time, the photos that I just grabbed. Oh, let me see here. Marcy Foreman, thank you for 30 months membership. Hi, Baron. All I know is I'm writing 2026 in the sand day one of the new year. What an amazing 2025 for Meghan. Yes. Yes. And remember when Meghan wrote that 2025 in the sand, who knew it was going to be such a huge year for the Sussexes? I wasn't sure they could top 2024, but I think they have definitely achieved their best year so far. Okay. Thank you again for the comment and for 30 months of membership. So, Meghan's hair is a little different. You can barely see it, but it's not pulled so tight. It's pulled back, and it's almost like they used a wide tooth comb to kind of separate the hair, the locks of hair, and then the ponytail. Carlita Simone, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Very cool. Looks like a velvet suit, one button velvet suit. Chunky gold chain. I'm loving it. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex and for being a very, very amazing moderator. Okay. Can't really see her shoes. I've been trying to clock those shoes for the longest and I can't really see them. And they don't have the shoes on what Meghan wore, so that means it must really be almost impossible to make it out. Okay. Uh-oh, did I not get this one? Let me see. Wait, I'm trying to see if there's another video I can snatch here. Oh no, I got that one already. What about this one? Got that one already. Okay. Yep, I got all those. Let me go check with my reliable source and see where we are with this one. Okay, same. So that means that throughout the evening, there are going to be some photos from the inside. Let's hope those come soon. Oh, very sweet. That is a face of bliss. That is the face of bliss. Oh, Kevon Slims, what was Harry and Meghan's most viral moment so far this year? The Cowboy Carter, the baby mama dance, or Paris? Thank you for the super chat. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a very good one. I don't know. I'm gonna say, hmm, Paris tops everything. Paris tops everything. That was the most viral by far because Paris was a storm, right? So let's say for the Duchess herself, that was the one. Together, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Because they did not have a anything that resembled a tour this year, right? Or did they? Yeah, well, they went to Canada, right? But that wasn't so viral. That wasn't like, I don't know. Together, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because Colombia and Nigeria was so big. And maybe that's because it was over a matter of days. So, yeah, that's a tough one. If you guys can think of something, go ahead and throw it in the chat. But I nothing else is coming to me. I just know it's been a big year, and I know that the whole as ever that was big, and of course we had the premiere of With Love Meghan, so that was huge. I would say this year for Harry has been a little bit more low key. I think Harry had more of 2024, but 2025 is definitely the Duchess of Sussex year. So the baby mama dance, I guess that the release of that was probably their biggest combined viral moment of 2025. Yeah, I think that was their biggest combined viral moment because that is the one that stirred a lot of passion in both directions. So yeah, and plus it got a million more over like 1.5 million more subscribers for the Instagram. So maybe that. And the wine was pretty big. I kind of think the wine was huge. I don't know. You're giving me a lot to think about. But if you consider everything so far, I'm going to say Paris. Yeah, you had me at Paris. Okay. Let me take a quick look and see what I'm missing. See if there's anything new. We are looking for something from the inside. In the meantime, I'm going to do all the stuff that I had prepared. Um Oh Lord. Copycat has struck again. I'm going to get to that later. Copycat has struck again. Like I said, there was a time when I was feeling a bit sympathetic toward her, but because she is so messy, I am starting to have that change of heart. She's not making it easy for me to yeah, she's just not making it easy for me. Oh, the shoes. The shoes. We got shoes. They are the Giorgio Armani. Oh, I didn't know they do shoes. Okay, hold on a second. I got the shoes for you. Meghan is wearing her Armani asymmetric top line pumps. Okay. Okay. That is from what Meghan wore, and I will show you that right now. There you go. That is the shoe. Don't know why it's cropped like that. Oh, well, I mean, the classic silhouette. Well, I'll just show you. Give me a second here. Oh, I see why it looks like that. Yeah, you really can't get the full pic. All right. Give me just a second here. Bam. There you go. Bam. That is the shoe. What is that? 4-inch heel? Is that about a 4-inch heel? Let me see if it says in the thing here. How many inches is that? I mean, I don't want to believe that that's a 4. Well, it does not give me the information. For whatever reason. Oh, there it is. Details. So the heel is 10.5 centimeters. 10.5 centimeters. That is 4.133858. So yeah, that's a 4-inch heel. Jeez, that is a 4-inch heel. Good grief. Who's wearing that? Well, we know. Yeah, that's a 4. That's 4 inches. My goodness. Let's see. Joan Lawman gifted 5 Royal Sussex memberships. Thank you so much for that. That is very generous of you. And TMCD, they look marvelous. Thank you, Baron. Well, thank you for 30 months membership. And Kavan Slims, thank you so much for the super sticker, a super chat. Those people over there are truly flopping around like a fish out of water. They all deserve it. Oh, have you seen some of the images coming from over yonder? Yeah, they don't quite know what to do with themselves. So they are kind of all over the place. Well, you guys, whatever you may think of it, I guess I should tell you guys that there is a peace deal and in Gaza, and it seems like people are celebrating. There's a ceasefire and a peace deal. So let's hope, let's hope. Yeah, let's just hope, you guys. There's nothing else we can do about that, but hope and pray that this really means something and that it's not some type of, that it's not something else. You never can tell. All right. So just so you know, that did happen today. And within the past hour, I think, is when it was announced. Okay, let me get to some other business here. So as I said, I have prepared my everything else without this event. So I'm going to go ahead with that because Harry has had a very busy day today. This is part of a much larger day for Harry, and of course Meghan was no doubt getting her glam squad on. When people show you who they are, believe them. Okay, Maya Angelou. Thank you for that, Maurice Brown. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. All right. Okay. All right. Just looking at a couple of your comments. Let's get that 4-inch heel off the screen before somebody trips and falls. It could happen. All right. So, oh, wait, let me remove these so I have some room here. I still say that's not bad, $600. I mean, there's a lot of jewelry that you might want to purchase to, you know, kind of identify with the Duchess of Sussex. I think that is incredibly reasonable. $600, not bad. Not bad at all. I can't get over the price. I don't care what it's made of. I cannot get over that price. Oh, there we go. All right. So Kamala Harris joins Meghan Sussex and Selena Gomez at Fortune's Women Leadership Summit. And of course, when you see pink, you know that is an article from Feminegra. So I'll just briefly tell you what's going on here. Meghan Sussex will take her place among an elite circle of global heavyweights. This year's Fortune Most Powerful Women Summit is scheduled for October 13th to the 15th in Washington, D.C. Listed as the founder of her lifestyle brand As Ever, her appearance brings a dose of entrepreneurial focus to the gathering, already stacked with influence. Joining her on the speakers roster is Selena Gomez, the actress turned founder of Rare Beauty, whose rise as a businesswoman and mental health advocate continues to resonate with a younger, highly engaged audience. Former Vice President Kamala Harris brings both political weight and cultural relevance to the summit, where influence spans every sector. Um, let's see. There you go. And then on the right, you can see there's Kamala Harris, representative. Oh no, representative, which is correct. Anyway, that's a congressperson, I think. Lisa McCain, House of Republican Conference. Yeah. She's a chair of the House Republican Conference. I'm sure she's nice. And then, of course, there is is that George? It's not Genevieve, right? It's George. Well, anyway, that person. And Breen Brown, best-selling author and researcher. And then, of course, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. And Jamie Dimon, chair and CEO, JP Morgan, Chase, Manhattan, so and so, Selena Gomez, and many more. So that's just to whet your appetite. There are going to be more people added to that list. But what do we care about? The Duchess of Sussex. I love that photo that they chose. Of course, that's the one from, they used it for South by Southwest. And wasn't that for one of the, when did that photo come out? I can't remember. Anyway, love that one. So yeah, this year's summit themed Leading in a Dynamic World isn't just a networking event. It is a curated platform for those shaping the next phase of business, technology, and public life. And with figures like Meghan, Gomez, and Harris in the room, the message is clear. Power in 2025 looks broader, bolder, and more female. Okay. Okay. I think closed door session and headline interviews planned across 3 days. The summit promises both insight and influence. I wonder if Meghan is going to be there for all 3 days. or any of them for that matter. Well, anyway, that's interesting. Cannot wait to see it. So, yes, you all, Meghan is going to Washington, D.C. Um, from what did I say, the 13th to the 15th? Expect her there. I don't know if it'll be for the entirety of it. Maybe, maybe not. But this sounds like a pretty big event. All right. Girl power. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, same thing. Let me take a quick look and see if there's anything new. Nope, not yet. Let me check someone else here. You guys are squatties, be on it. You hear me? They be on it. Hello Magazine is there. Okay, I don't think I could share that one. Like father, like son, the climate change king and the Prince of Wales, who will take his Earthshot prize to Brazil next month, are at the countdown to COP event at the NHM London, whatever that is, together. William will attend the COP 30 summit in Belém on November 6th on behalf of the king. So, he's going. Wow, this is interesting. William is actually going out of the country on his father's behalf. I cannot believe that. I didn't think that. I guess they're trying to put to rest those accusations that they are not close, which is probably why they have this joint occasion, just to make sure people do not believe that there is a rift going on between the two, even though we know it is. Let me see, Baron, things that make you go, the more the haters, trolls, British royal family, tabloid attack Harry and Meghan, the more invitations and accolades they get. Thank you so much for the super chat. And yes, it does appear to be that way, doesn't it? It's like the more you go against them, the bigger and the stronger they become. As evident. Thank you so much for that. Okay. All right. So we saw that. Most powerful woman 2025, leading in a dynamic world. Okay. That's what I just mentioned. All right. Let's go to something else here. Royal Sussex. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Prince Harry joins Movember. Get it? November, Movember, to face America's men's health crisis. Now, this is a very different approach because usually it's about the young people, but this is a little different this time. So let's see here. Are the derangers still deranging? You bet they are. All right, let me get over with that one. Oh, you know what? It'd be easier if I just let me do this. Okay, so this is from Prince Harry joins Movember. Yeah, there you go. So that's the conference right there. So Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, joins Movember, the leading global men's health nonprofit, for an evening conversation that laid bare a crisis hiding in plain sight. American men are dying younger, struggling more, and suffering in silence at rates that demand urgent attention. The reception at the Australian American Association in New York City launched The Real Face of Men's Health USA, a groundbreaking report from the Movember Institute of Men's Health that combines hard data with human stories to reveal what's killing men and why so many never ask for help and why a majority, 53%, die prematurely. Journalist Brooke Baldwin moderated a conversation between Prince Harry and leading researchers, including Zach Zeidler, Movember's global director of men's health research, and Calvin Abbasi of the Andron Project, Dr. Derek Griffith from the University of Pennsylvania, Brian Hillman, senior research fellow at Movember and co-author of Report, the Matti Navelu from the ICONIQ Impact spoke on a separate panel about the research. What emerged from both dialogues was a portrait of Americans' masculinity at the crossroads. Okay. That's the room right there. Prince Harry, who has spent over a decade working with veterans and advocating for mental health, spoke about a pattern he witnessed across communities: the profound isolation men experience when they believe no one will understand what they're going through. Yet, when I speak to men, the same struggles keep coming up, he said, which tells me that the weight they carry isn't uncommon. The biggest barrier is the belief that no one will understand. Loneliness convinces you you're the only one, which is rarely true. This isolation shows up starkly in Movember's research. Men consistently underestimate how many of their peers support open emotional conversations, reflecting a wide perception gap between private belief and assumed norms. In 2023, American men had a life expectancy of just 75.8 years, ranking the U.S. 27th out of 31 OECD countries. Men are more than twice as likely as women to die from heart disease, 20% more likely to die from cancer, and 250% more likely to die from accidents and overdoses. Behind these statistics are fathers who never mention chest pain, brothers who hide addiction, and sons who believe asking for help wasn't masculine. Wow, Prince Harry, I'm saying Pierre, Prince Harry is really, really on the mark with this one. So there's more to that. I am going to put the link to the okay, that is the link to the Archwell, and you can read the rest of that on the Archwell website, which I encourage all of you to make sure that every so often you check the Archwell, especially when there's an occasion like this. Check it out. Make sure that the Sussexes know how grateful we are that they have created that platform. And usually Like you may actually find some photos over there that you haven't seen anyplace else. So do check it out. And then after the conference, I guess people began to network. But yeah, so that is the room right there. And you know what? I tell you, this must have happened last night because as you look at the windows in the background, this was a nighttime event. So I wasn't expecting the Sussexes in New York until today, but this looks like a last night event. This just goes to show you that the Sussexes can ease in and out of town without the tabloids any the wiser. They have been in New York for a whole day, and we only just now found out that this event took place. Go figure. Go figure. So much for the tabloid media. And this was also in the Independent. Prince Harry warns silence is killing people as he highlights growing crisis. Now, I want you to take notice to the right side there. The print was so small, I made it bigger. A long-standing advocate for improved mental health report. Harry emphasized that silence is killing people. Now, that is very important. Long-standing advocate, because as you know, Harry was part of Heads Together, which is something that he came up with. William co-signed to it, and then when Kate married into the family, she hitched her wagon to it, right? Most anything that came out of the Prince's Trust, wait, is it the Prince's Trust or is it the Royal Trust? Anyway, whatever that thing is Harry and his brother had, most everything that came out of that, Harry did the work. Harry did the work. His brother just co-signed. Everybody knows he's not interested in the work. And that is why when Harry took that money that he raised to get the Invictus game started, the Derangers keep trying to convince people, oh no, William was part of it. William wasn't part of Jack nothing. Harry raised that money. Harry took money that was just sitting there anyway. And of course, the big argument was, well, where are you going to get the rest of the money? Harry said, I'll get it. And he did. He did. He is a very powerful speaker. He is very capable when it comes to fundraising. So even though William, because see, if he had said anything, William would have done his best to try to put a stop to it. But he didn't get the opportunity because before William even knew about anything, it was already in the works. But he would have definitely, especially seeing where Harry is today, jealous, vain, ignorant, evil William would have done his best to try to put a stop to it. But so you know, that is money that Harry raised. And Harry perfectly well had a right to use it, as evident by the fact that he did. Okay. So get stuffed, Willie. Okay, we're going to go on to another topic. You guys, I have not mentioned it much in the past several months, but there is the Royal Sussex wish list. If you are inclined, feel free to make a selection of anything on the Royal Sussex wish list. And of course, it's all for me. But I don't mention it that much because considering how things are with the economy, so this is like the first time I mentioned it probably in about 2 months. I am going to put that at the top of the chat. There's just little inexpensive items that I put on that list just for fun, just so that I can say, oh, look, somebody got me that thingamajig. So, but if you are not inclined, that's okay. I mean, because like I said, given the way the economy is, I don't even mention it much. But let's say you got a Amazon gift card you have not used. Use it on there. Okay, let me replace that pen. Okay. Did that do anything? Yes, there it is. So, yeah, it's just for fun. It's like a little surprise. And who doesn't like surprises, right? So, again, the official Royal Sussex wish list for Amazon is at the top of the chat. Thank you, Church Nelly. By the way, Church Nelly, did you get the what kind of wine is it? The Blanc? The the new wine from the Duchess. Let me see, which one is that one? That one is called the Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah, Sauvignon Blanc. Did you get that one too? Oh, you did? Okay. Nice. How'd you like it? I have it, but I haven't tried it yet. So that'll be my project, is to get a, what do they call it? A charcuterie board. Only 3. Cutting back, huh? Okay. uh, okay. Hey, let's see. Am I going to do a wish list for the Honorable Trenchtown Man? You know what, guys? We should try to identify Trenchtown Man and send him something for Christmas. I don't know how we would go about that, because I don't think we saw his face, did we? But he should know that he has some fans. So if there's anyone going to Jamaica, you have to go to Trenchtown and you have to find this man. Yeah, that is your assignment. If you're going to Jamaica, please identify Trenchtown Man. I didn't see him on any pictures or anything. Hey, Prince. Trenchtown needs $335 billion. $335 billion. What do you mean? Did you hear all that coffee in that voice? Did you hear all of that coffee in that man's voice? Hey, Prince. Trenchtown need $335 trillion. What do you mean?
Yes, Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
How tall is Trenchtown Man? How tall is he? Look at William's eyes. How tall is Trenchtown Man? Good Lord. Trenchtown must be a giant. I mean, he looks terrified. You see how he's looking up at
Prince, Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
If I was William, I'd get my checkbook out, because Trenchtown Man is a giant. I mean, did you see the way he was looking down? and William and everybody craning their neck, like, where's that voice coming from? Okay, I'm gonna take a quick look to see where we are. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a quick look to see if there is anything new to share. No, not yet, but there will be some images coming out of the function. Surely someone has their phone up, and we will be there for it. Okay. Sussex showstoppers. That's what the Daily Mail is saying. Harry and Meghan are named Humanitarians of the Year after arriving hand in hand at glitzy award ceremony hours after Charles and Harry's brother put on a united front. Who cares? They could kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? They could kick rocks. Oh, this is a new pic of Meghan. I'll share that with you. Nice close up. Let me do something to adjust the color first. I think it looks a little too jaundiced. Let me adjust the color. I think that's better. Well, I don't want to fool with it too much. Is it too bright? Yeah, I think it was too bright. They got like a million flash bulbs on them, so I think it was a bit too bright. That's better. Okay, let me show you this. Oh my God, she looks beautiful. And you can better see her hair. She's wearing her hair a little less, well, you'll see. Huh? Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, her hair is like a little messier, more casual. Let me see. All right. I like that. That is beautiful. Yes, stunning, stunning. Take notes. Let me see. Yeah, and then just, if I can find a photo from that night or just check the video, we're going to be looking for someone about 7 feet tall with a very deep voice. I mean, I just have a feeling that it will be pretty evident. Yes, that's Trenchtown Man. Look for someone who made William wet his pants. Okay, so Princess takes risk with put down phones plea, but she is dedicated to the cause. Now, if this is as risky as it gets for Kate, Princess takes a risk with put down phone plea. And of course, as you can see, take a look on the right, a long-standing advocate for important mental health support, Harry emphasized that silence is killing people. Um, it's all about social media, really. Harry is saying that the social media has caused more isolation, more stress, and so on. So for that reason, Harry and Meghan both have been advocating with the Parents Network and so on, right? And so here comes Kitty Litter with her BS. This is taking a page right out of the Sussex handbook. Right out of the Sussex handbook. Okay. Now, Kate warns too much screen time damages family life. Kate's warning against screen time. Princess of Wales urges parents to be fully present with their children and laments epidemic of disconnection. I'm sure she used exactly those words, right? I'm sure she used exactly those words. That sounds like Kate. Chris Ship with a P, not a T. No phones at the Wales' dinner table and none for the kids as the Princess of Wales warns phones interrupt family life. We risk an epidemic of disconnection, she says. I wonder which one of their courtiers came up with that one. Kate warns too much screen time damages family life. All right. And then take a look over there. Attention is the most basic. Oh, you guys, you got to sit down for this one. Kate or someone close to her, more likely, has come up with something brilliant. Mark it down because it's not going to happen again for about another 3 years. Attention is the most basic form of love. In our increasingly distracted world, it has never been more important to hold on to what truly connects us to ourselves, to one another, and to the world around us. Thank you. Thank you to Homestart and the Rose Hill Community Center in Oxford for today and for all you do to nurture strong connections in the community. And she signed it C. C for kitty litter. Anyway, Baroness Brooke, who is, well, let's just say she has a very wry sense of humor. She says attention is the most basic form of love. Isn't it smart how Kate is leaving a trail of breadcrumbs and building a solid case to paint William as a bad parent and a neglectful husband? As you can see here on the right side, there was an article back in March that says Prince William admits he posts anonymously on fan forums and can be on there for ages. I get quite into it, definitely, he said. Then take a look there on the right. William spends hours trolling online forums where he posts under fake name. The Express says Kate Middleton's secret account on this website revealed Duchess writes under pseudonym. I wonder if she uses kitty litter. Yeah. Anyway, I think they're trying to steal the Sussex's thunder. Lex says, how early childhood. I'm sorry, house early childhood, house homelessness. Geez. Yes, as if they don't have enough earth-shaking causes. Kate has just picked up another one, and they say that the new one may cause quite a bit of controversy. Well, we'll see about that. No originality on these vapid husks. Pathetic. Thank you for the super chat, Legs. And Joan Garcia says, brain dead Kate and William have no original ideas. You're catching on, right? You have definitely caught on. When I saw that, I'm just like, oh, here we go. Here we go. And of course, they introduce it while the Sussexes are in New York receiving awards. Of course they do. And then, of course, there is the outfit. Kate breaks the internet. I'm saying that. Nobody else said that. But this is supposed to be her outfit that breaks the internet. You see that? You heard it here first. Kate's outfit is going to break the internet. Yeah. It is a nice suit. I'll say that. It is a nice suit. But of course, when she wears it, it seems kind of frumpy. And they were making fun of the way Meghan walks. Okay. So Kate Middleton may be bland. By the way, thank you, Muriel, for sending these this article here on the left, which is from 2012. Kate Middleton may be bland, but that's just fine. Is it? It can't be fine because they're constantly trying to make her be somebody else. They're trying to make her be something she's not. So it must not be fine. How many times has Kate reinvented herself? Kate is coming into her own. Kate has found her voice. How many new Kate Middletons have we cycled through? Too many to count. Nothing exemplifies Kate's public vibe better than her speaking debut. This is from 2012. Which was sweet, well-meaning, and utterly bland. Dressed in a prim, tasteful blue coat dress. God, everything screams Kate Middleton, doesn't it? Bland, tasteful blue coat dress, prim. Yeah, that's Kate Middleton. By one of her staple clothing brands, Reese, which has benefited hugely from her patronage. When was the last time you heard Reese? Are they still in business? Are they still in business? Anyway, which has benefited hugely from her patronage, and just days later announced an aggressive U.S. expansion plan. It couldn't have been too aggressive. I've never heard of this company before. They thought, wait, listen, y'all. They thought Kate Middleton would wear a Reese coat dress, and that is going to help them with their U.S. expansion plan. Okay? Kate Middleton was supposed to deliver a new market, the United States of America, for that clothing brand. Do they even know Kate Middleton? Apparently not. Those poor people had their hopes up so high, thinking that, oh, we'll be able to retire early. Kate Middleton is wearing our coat dress. Oh, yes. Amber says expanded right out of business. I've never heard of this. You guys, Muriel can come up with some stuff when she wants to. I never saw this before. And I was so busy. This is the first time I'm actually looking at it. But I knew it would be a doozy because if Muriel finds it, it's got to be something to it. So anyway, which has benefited hugely from her patronage, just days later announced an aggressive U.S. expansion plan. Kate addressed a small audience at the Treehouse Hospice, a home for sick children in Ipswich, England. If she was nervous, as she surely must have been, the brief pause she took between phrases to look down at the prompter on the podium were the only giveaway. Meanwhile, the content of her speech was unmemorable. Damn, unmemorable. Kate praised the treehouse. Let me see here. Praised the treehouse's cause, thanked them for inviting her, and emphasized how much her husband would approve of the charity. Oh yeah, she was definitely in Stepford wife mode. Doesn't that sound odd that she tells them how much her husband would have approved? Give it a rest, kitty litter. Give it a rest. Wow, we have 1,000 people in here. Wow, we haven't been over 1,000 in a while. Thank you so much for that. And then over here on the right, how Kate Middleton is quietly rebelling against royal family rules following tough year. Her cancer battle really shifted her perspective. I promise you, and I say this with all due respect, she ain't doing nothing different. She's barely working, barely present, wearing too much prosthetic hair, also known as wigs. Too many wigs, too many wiglets, too many what do you call them, falls or whatever. Too much hair as usual. Although she has toned the hair down after she became the laughing stock of Western civilization. She decided maybe I am wearing too many hair pieces or too many wigs sewn together. So something had to change. Let's see. Leg says quietly rebelling. They sure she's not on mute? Are you accusing Kate Middleton of being a mute woman? Because if you are, you're not the only one to make that charge. There have been others that have referred to her as a where is it?
Reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
Take note, Nicola.
There it is. Right.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
Take note, Nicola.
There it is. Right.
Now, when I tried to go and find that on Twitter again, do you know they muted out the part of it where she says old-fashioned mute woman? They actually muted that. Someone from Kensington Palace reached out to them and had them mute the muted part. They had them remove it. Such embarrassment it has caused the institution. If the truth is, if the shoe fits, then she's a mute woman. Anyway, thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat. And thank you for reminding us about that old-fashioned mute woman. Let's review this. Prim, bland, tasteful blue coat dress. Prim, bland, tasteful blue coat dress. Hey, prim, bland, tasteful blue coat dress. Who we want? Prim. What we got? Bland. What we wear? Tasteful blue coat dress. Yeah, that describes Kate. Back in 2012, she was described as prim and bland. And it is now 2025. And I promise you, Kate Middleton has not advanced as a human being at all. She is the same shaky little leaf about to fall off the tree that she was in 2012. Nothing has changed. From 2012 to 2025, Kate has found herself, come into herself, has found her voice. All of those things have happened. We found out that she's a photographer of the highest order. If it wasn't for being in the royal family, she would probably have a thriving career in photography. Let's see, what else did we find out? Her love of hair pieces, that's for sure. But yeah, it's just too bad for Kate that her position holds her back. It's too bad. I feel sorry for her because her position, the future queen consort, that's what's holding her back. If it wasn't for the royal family, she would really be something in the art world. I mean, after all, she has an art history degree. What she does with it, I don't know. Wasn't Kate the one that was in the museum one day and she looked at a Fabergé egg and asked questions about it? Like, who made this? Where is this from? Now, I was not born into a very highbrow household, and even I know a Fabergé egg when I see one. But not Kate Middleton. She had to ask questions. And you know what? It makes me ask the question, what kind of degree do you have? Huh? What kind of degree is that? Who doesn't know a Fabergé egg? Po Kate Middleton. There were some other comments about Kate today. The master of non-communication. There's a video that I was unable to share where she had those hands flailing and fingers twisting and everything she said, she had to articulate it with her hands. And I'm telling you guys, this is some phony crap here. The reason why she does that is because she knows they're taking photos and it looks good in the photos. It makes her seem well connected if she's using a lot of hand gestures. Like that right there, I couldn't tell you. She got one hand up, the other one down. Exactly what is she explaining? What makes the world go round or what? And then take a look there on the right side. It looks like pea soup, but with wait a minute, it looks like pea soup, but with, ham. Yeah, that's it. Split pea soup with ham. That is how they have described her today. Split pea soup with ham. Well, you know what? I like split pea soup though with ham. Shady. That's what's wrong with it because she's so shady. That is what's wrong with it. Yes, yes. I wish I could have shared that video with you, but those hands are all over the place. You know it. You know it. Jazz Hands Middleton. What she learned on the chorus line, she has adapted it to her royal life. Who knew that when she was in a chorus line, dancing, doing that modern jazz stuff, that she would be able to adapt that talent for her new royal lifestyle. I didn't see it coming. uh the first time I heard someone say jazz hands, it was celibitchy. It was celibitchy. They said, yeah, and she was doing all that jazz hand stuff. What is that jazz hand about? Uh oh, I loved it. Let me see. Oh, okay, I did that one already. Oh, I did all those. Okay. Very good. I thought I'd missed something. All right, let me take jazz hands away. And all right. So, the king's staff are, of course, entitled to manage the media however they like, but my sources are not and have never been, by and large, press officers. I'm a few years older than William, but I went to Eton and know many of the people and their wider families who William and Harry went to school with. Tobin should be well aware of this as he went there too. It is through these contacts, not palace flunkies, that I put together my network, including my account of the conflict between Charles and William. These include, et cetera, et cetera. So obviously, that is Tom Sykes, who is the one who broke the story about Charles and William are not on speaking terms. Zandy Sussex shared that today. She says Tom Sykes, who went to Eton, has let the cat out the bag. Turns out the good old Eton Boys Club is at the center of the briefing, leaking and fabrications by the royal reporters. Why am I not surprised? Willie and his minions have their evil tentacles everywhere. You guys, I shared that information, and you know what I'm going to show you? When I'm done with this, I'm going to go to the next slide, and it explains everything that Tom Sykes just said. So SK said, every time Sykes opens his mouth, he confirms he's William's person. It was the king's people that kicked him out of the WhatsApp group. William needs this rift to be known, but the sycophant Rhoda aren't letting him. So Sykes gone rogue on Willie's behalf. I mean, he thanked him recently. Is that? Yeah, recently in one of his articles saying, thanks, William, for confirming the rift between William and Charles. When the usual Rhodas were selling a lie about father and son weekend away, William was telling Sykes that was a lie. And then over here, what is her name? Debbie something up there. Oh, it's covered on my screen. Let me take, well, anyway, I don't need her name. It says, I'm torn about Tom Sykes when he writes about the poor relationship between William and Charles, or about how the Royal Rota works. I consider it serious. But when he slanders Meghan with Shauna Kay and his sister, it disgusts me. That has nothing to do, let me see, nothing to something. Oh, is there a second part to that? Oh my goodness, I must have missed it. I think there's a second part to that comment. But let me tell you why there's probably some truth to this. And by the way, I agree with the professor. I like Tom Sykes, but just like what I played yesterday, he continues to go after Meghan and Harry to a lesser extent, but mostly Meghan. Tom Sykes it's very difficult for him to say something positive without saying at least 3 or 4 things negative. Something that is full of skepticism and doubt and lots of cynical jabs and such. And that is what gets on my nerves with him. Just like you heard yesterday when I played that thing with him and his sister, it seemed like they were just clawing at the earth, like they were just raking their hands through the grass, looking for something that they can say negative. And why do that? Why do that? It does appeal to your constituents, most of whom are the royalists, monarchists, whatever. I get that. But some of it is just so tedious and ridiculous. And I'm just like, give it a rest. It would definitely help your credibility. But instead, both he and his sister, especially like when her sister says, "Oh, she's covered up too much." It's very aging, that outfit. Does it make sense that so many of the people in the fashion world were so excited about Meghan that that's all they talked about for the past few days? And then any of the royal reporters with an axe to grind with the Sussexes, there is not a kind word to be had. It is very rare that there is anything that the Sussexes can do right. Every little error is amplified beyond recognition. And we are supposed to believe that William and Kate go from day to day without incident, and I love when they say they never put a foot wrong. That's what you said 3 or 4 houses ago, right? 3 or 4 forever homes ago. That's what you were saying when William has said some pretty loathsome, awful things like, "Oh, you expect war in Africa and Asia, not in Europe. Everyone's getting excited about this flu. Every time you cough, somebody panics." And then it turns out what? It was a global pandemic. And as for Kate, I could be here all day listing her errors. But my point is, Tom Sykes, for as much as I enjoy some of the truth bombs that he drops, he is still playing along in the game of Will and Kate good, Harry and Meghan bad. Now, reporting that he and his father are not getting along, fine. But give us something. You know more, say more. Stop being so one-sided with everything. God, that is just irksome. Everything is so one-sided and nearly every time stacked up against the Sussexes. Tell us some truths about those other ones. If you ask me, yeah, you won't ever get on that WhatsApp group again, but at least you will have credibility. And the same goes for Robert Jobson. Occasionally he'll give you something, but for the most part, he knows what and where his bread is buttered, and he sticks with the party line. Words do matter. He does it because he is Willie's man. Thank you very much. Words do matter. Yeah, you probably got a point there. You probably got a point. Who knows? He may even talk to William on occasion. It's unfortunate. Let's see. And when one endlessly criticizes someone, they don't do their health any good. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's what they say. They never put a foot wrong. Oh, did he drop out? I had no idea. He's no good. A fence rider. He can't be trusted. Yeah, he cannot be trusted. And the thing is, I don't expect much from him, but I know there's some juicy stuff there, and I want to hear it. I really do want to hear it. Um, like I say, I know that they have to appeal to their constituents, but I mean, come on, there's some juicy stuff there. And I'm not just nosy, but I'm kind of nosy. I want to know what it is. I want to know what it is. So hopefully he'll have a falling out with Kensington Palace. And I believe if he has a falling out with KP, I could only wish. I can only wish. So the socioeconomic background of journalists. This is what I told you I was going to share with you. This explains it. Higher socioeconomic background, lower and middle socioeconomic background. As you can see, most of the journalists, 84% of them, journalists and reporters, comes from a higher socioeconomic background. That means Eton and all that other stuff. Over here on the right, the editors, 73% of them, they all know each other. It is like a big club. They all know each other. This is why they are so determined to tear the Sussexes down, because it's a big club. They're all in cahoots. This one went to school with that one. This one knows that one. I mean, you look at Boris Johnson. He was an editor, the mayor of London, and then the prime minister. It is very fluid the way people go from journalism to government and then into the palace and back again. A lot of the people in journalism end up in the palace on their communications or whatever. It's an endless cycle. It really is an endless cycle. It's really a rinse and repeat. They're all involved in it one way or the other. Some of them make these lateral moves and some of them don't. Like Dickie Arbiter. So he was the Queen's communications secretary. And then when he leaves service, he goes right to the press. Or did he go back? Was he there before? I don't know. Victoria Arbiter, she grew up at Kensington Palace. So when a narrow sector of society dominates our media landscape, it has an adverse effect on our democracy as well as our news value. Which stories are told, how they are told, and what's deemed newsworthy and what isn't. I saw the damaging effects this had in my own community. This is why that guy that was on This Morning, remember the show This Morning? Remember the talk show host that I'd rather not name, that was accused of something very salacious? And all of those people in the media circled the wagons to defend him. They declared that there was no reason to investigate because when this person met that person, their ages were not, you know what I'm saying? They weren't the wrong ages to be in that situation. And I don't believe it. I do not believe it. But they defended this person. And they were a part of the what do you call it? The very aggressive campaign in the press to make sure that there was not any public outrage. meaning, of course, that there was not any need for the police to get involved. If there would have been a big public stink, then the police would have had to look into it. The police didn't even look into it. There was never an investigation. Just like cash for honors, they ran the clock down. Well, the queen is dying anyway. Let's just wait. And then when Charles became king, that was the end of it. They do this all the time. And this is why, even if there were no Rupert Murdoch, the odds would have been stacked up against the Sussexes from the very beginning. They were stacked up against them because of the Good Old Boys Network, because they all went to school together, because most of the people in journalism, they're not coming from some poor family in a rural community. They're coming from families that are well established. And their children are either going to go on to work in government, to work for the palace, or to work in journalism. An endless cycle. And then when they get tired of making less money than they feel they deserve, what do? They go to the United States. That's where the big money is. At least it used to be. Having a job on network television in the US, having a job at one of those magazines in the US, that was big money. When magazines really meant something, when newspapers really meant something, that was big money. But that is where they come from. That is where they come from. And Tom Sykes is no different. And some of them are not big time monarchists, but they are beholden to that community of journalists. None of them want to rock the boat too much. None of them will ever go up against the real power dynamic that's at the center of it. None of them. They don't have the backbones. They don't have the courage. That's why Lady C used to write books about the royal family, dragging them from here to kingdom come, because she's not part of that. She's from Jamaica. She ain't from all that. She didn't go to school with those people. She was on the outside of it. Now, Lady C is just an opportunist. If there were no Harry and Meghan for her to write about, she would be dragging that family all over the place. I repeat, if there were no Harry and Meghan, imagine how she would drag that family. I wish the old Lady C would come out. I really do. Because she just didn't care. She didn't care. I mean, she was the one who first told everybody what illness the queen had. Oh, she had a malady of the bones. That's what she said. She had a malady of the bones, also known as bone cancer. But she was the first I heard to actually say it. And of course, referring to the queen mother as Cookie, she was the one who put it into print. Well, they call her Cookie because the woman that raised her wasn't her mother. Her mother was a cook, hence the name Cookie. She wrote that in a book. I mean, she used to just say whatever. She didn't hold back. But going after the Sussexes, let's face it, that's easy money. That's easy money. It doesn't take much effort. There's no lie too big. There's no detail too gross. And the crowd is going to follow them. I would say if you go to Twitter, go to Royal Sussex on Twitter. Let me know, what you want to talk about. Put it in a message there, and then we'll take it from there. That would be the best way. Or you can go to Royal Sussex channel email and leave me a message there. Of course, if you use the email, it might take me a month before I look at it. It might take me a month to look at it, but on occasion I do. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days. Sometimes it takes me a month. Like right now, I didn't realize that Antoinette Kennedy left me a message. How many days ago? Just yesterday. Okay, it wasn't that long ago. But yeah, and that was the only message I had that I hadn't read yet. So I'm doing pretty good, I think. Anyway, thank you for the message, Antoinette. Let me take a quick look over here at the Twitter so I can see if there's anything new. Surely there is. Huh. I don't know who this guy is. Let me see. Prince Harry and Meghan's Archwell Foundation announces new partnership with Parents Together, a national nonprofit focused on advocating for families and online safety. Archwell's parent network will team up with Parents Together to accelerate advocacy on online safety. Did you hear that, Kate Middleton? Harry and Meghan, write it down now. Harry and I want to make sure Kate Middleton gets a head start this time. Harry and Meghan's Archwell and Parents Network is going to team up with Parents Together. Okay? Yeah, that should give her a head start. So that means, given enough time, the next time that the Sussexes are out, Will and Kate could have their story together by then instead of doing it last minute like this time. I'm just trying to help them out because I realized that Kate is recovering from whatever she didn't have, and William is trying to avoid swaying. So I want to give them a little head start. All right. So, oh yeah, did I grab that one? Let me see what else I got here. Okay, I just have this one pick. I'll show you that, and then I'll go on to the next thing. Thank you for that. I see someone sent me that one where the cameraman yelled, "Oh my God." That was funny. Oh, I got a new angle here. Wait, I'll share this with you guys too. I like that one. All right, give me just a second. I will share that with you. All right. Coming up. Here it comes. This one right here. Remember, I said I wanted to see what the press looks like? Look at that. Are they going to fall over? I had no idea they were standing so close. Why does that make me uncomfortable? I had no idea they were standing so close. But yeah, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see what the press was looking like. And I'm guessing there may be obviously that's not all of them. I think that's about half of what's there. So, but yeah, so that is the press. Okay. All right. Got something else coming up. Another photo. Okay. Yeah, so this guy, I'm not sure who that is. But I think he's the guy from the other um group that I mentioned. What was that? Something Together, Parents Together. I think that's where that guy comes from. Ah, Meghan looks beautiful. Meghan looks beautiful. And once again, the outfit for tonight, Armani suit. Oh, okay. We didn't have that before. Armani suit, Armani shoes. And did I say Giorgio Armani purse? I think so. And the Anine Bing. Wow, that picture came out terrible. Why did that come out like that? Anyway, oh, I see why I did that myself. Okay. Okay. Sorry about the blurry photo. Ah, that's better. That is much better. What Meghan wore. Head to toe Armani. Giorgio Armani bag, Armani shoes, the suit, everything but the jewelry. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So this is what what the hell? Okay, so Chris Ship with a P, not a T, says it's been announced that Prince William will represent the king at the next month's UN climate summit in Brazil. This is them from tonight. And I added a photo later on. But before I think I'm just about done, right? Yeah, I'm almost done. So I was a laughing stock. Victoria Beckham shares her devastation at humiliating Marc Jacobs campaign. Apparently, Lady Beckham, is she Lady Beckham now? I think she has decided to do some talking. Take a look there on the right. Someone replied, "You still are a laughing stock." Someone else said, "Been laughing at you for 30 years." I've been laughing. You've been a laughing stock for 30 years. And then someone else said, "Frankly, who gives a bowel movement?" Now, these, I promise you, these were the first 3 comments to that article. The first 3 comments. You still are. Been laughing stock for 30 years. Frankly, who gives a bowel movement? Now, see, you know why this happens? Because the tabloid media cultivates cynicism and sarcasm. That is cultivated by the tabloid media. And that is why when something like, the death of Queen Elizabeth happens, that is why there's so many people who never go into a full state of mourning because they're too busy dragging her, and everybody else for that matter. That type of journalism is leading to the decline of Western civilization. I think it makes people a lot meaner than they would naturally be, but for the fact that there's always something snarky to be read somewhere. So that's the unfortunate side effect. I know. I know. And that was just the first 3. I didn't even have to go down the list. That was the first 3. And if it was me replying, I probably would have said, I don't trust your top lip. Something wrong with your top lip. I don't trust it. Now, this is what she was referring to. These are just a few of the images that she said made her the laughing stock of the fashion world. The reason why they used this approach is because she was considered to be a very humorless, very like blah, boring type of person, that they wanted to make her more approachable. They wanted to induce a certain bit of humor so that people would like her more. Now, I thought these were some very interesting photos. I can see why she is bothered by them, because she's probably embarrassed that this was part of her climb toward the fashion world. And she looks back on it and she's a bit embarrassed. I mean, like, take a look at that beanie that she has on top of her head there. She's got those big, gigantic sunglasses and what looks like a windmill on top of her head. And so, for that reason, she is a bit embarrassed and hurt that she actually consented to take these photos. But it's kind of whimsical. I mean, it definitely gets your attention. I mean, a giant Victoria Beckham shopping bag. Is that interesting? I'll just say it's interesting. Hey, light side of the moon. I didn't realize you were here. Okay. Yeah, for someone as serious as Victoria Beckham, this probably was a bad idea because she has a reputation for looking very, stern and serious. And I think they must have had good intentions, but it just kind of backfired a bit. Now, Megan's coming back. I've discovered jaw-dropping names and details of the establishment plot to return her and Harry to undermine Kate and William. This guy doesn't let up, does he? He's still singing that same tired song. You won't believe their gall. Let me drink some water. If I had to guess who's put him up to this, if I had to guess who's put him up to this, I would have to assume that it is obviously a member of the Middleton household. Maybe the one that gives him doggy treats. I don't know. But Richard Eden seems to. At first I thought he was doing this for attention. I thought that it was just clickbait. Now I'm starting to believe that he believes it. I'm starting to think that he believes that this is true. That, of course, is Marcus Anderson, Meghan's good friend, Marcus Anderson. So, as soon as the Duke of Sussex lost a legal challenge over his taxpayer funded security in Britain back in May, he rushed to give a BBC interview in which he admitted to being devastated and declared emotionally, I can't see a world in which I would bring my wife and children back to the UK at this point. Surely then I was the only one surprised to learn that his wife Meghan was in Paris last weekend. The French capital was, of course, the place where, oh God, here we go, where Harry mother's Diana was killed in a crash, etc., etc. But listen to this, you guys. This really made the hair on my neck stand up. He said Diana was killed in a car crash after she voluntarily gave up her official Metropolitan Police protection officers. That is what Richard Eden said. Now, Richard Eden is involved in this revisionist history where you lie about the actual events, that he has absolutely no proof or no evidence. I have not seen one official anything that says that Princess Diana voluntarily gave up her royal protection. That is totally made up. That is using the party line. That is brown nosing for the sake of the royal family. Looks like somebody's after that Royal Victorian Order. Instead, she was accompanied to Paris Fashion Week by a loyal friend, Marcus Anderson. He is the chief relationship officer at Soho House, global chain of private members clubs whose relationship with the Duchess of Sussex is so close that he's been described as her second husband. Given Harry's security concerns for his family, which were sufficiently deep that he was prepared to sue his father's government at great personal expense, questions have been asked about the real reason for the Duchess of Sussex's first visit to Europe since attending the Invictus Games in Dusseldorf more than 2 years ago. Now I can provide some answers. Okay? Maureen has answers. Meghan's French sojourn was part of the establishment plot. You got that? It was part of an establishment plot backed by some senior politicians and courtiers. I wonder if he had his tin hat on while he was writing this. You think he had his tinfoil hat on? Backed by senior politicians and courtiers that I have written about here in previous weeks. And I have even discovered its name. So this is like Operation something. It's known as Project Thaw. It's known as Project Thaw because it aims to warm up the Duke's and Duchess's frosty relationship with the rest of the royal family and with the British people. And what could be better than pictures of her being greeted with kisses by the European fashion pack, as well as Vogue Supremo Dame Anna Wintour? This trip is all part of the thaw process. A friend of the California-based couple tells me. A friend of the California-based couple has told him about Operation Thaw. If someone that is a friend of the Sussexes said something like that, then they are not a friend. Now, that right there, I do not believe it. I do not believe it. John Garcia, I didn't know you talk like that. I didn't know you talk like that. I'm embarrassed. Anyway, let's see. Things had once been very different, of course. Now, you guys, put on your Wellingtons because it's about to get very, very murky in here. Put on your Wellingtons, your rain boots, your raincoat. Things had once been very different, of course. Just as Harry fell head over heels for Meghan, who played a seductive paralegal in cable television drama Suits, the British public embraced the American actress after she moved to London in 2017. Now, I'm going to ring a bell when I get to the part of this where there's a big hole in it, okay? Just wait for it. When you hear the bell, that's when you know that there's a hole in this story. He has oversimplified it, if you will, but I'll ring the bell and you'll know. Just as Harry fell head over heels for Meghan, who played seductive paralegal in television drama Suits, the British public embraced the American actress after she moved to London in 2017, and the couple announced their engagement on that sunny spring day when they were married. The following year, thousands of well-wishers flocked to Windsor to celebrate the royal wedding, with tens of thousands more glued to their TVs. Only tens of thousands more? How about millions of more? I can't stand him. I cannot stand him. The Sussexes' relationship with the rest of Harry's family soon started to cool. However, the British public was not far behind. After the couple quit royal duties and moved to North America in 2020, attitudes hardened further. Okay, did you get that? Relationship with the rest of Harry's family soon started to cool. However, the British public was not far behind. After the couple's quit royal duties and moved to North America in 2020, attitudes hardened further. And when Harry and Meghan voiced their public criticism of the royal family to Oprah, to viewers of their Netflix series and Harry's tawdry memoir, Spare, their relationship with Britain iced over completely. Project Thaw aims to melt that hostility, building on the perceived success of the Duke's visit to Britain last month when he carried out charity engagements and crucially was invited to Clarence House for tea with King Charles. That was followed by a visit to Kyiv, where Harry just happened to arrive on the same train to the war-torn Ukrainian capital as the newly appointed Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper. I understand Miss Cooper is among the establishment figures who admired the Duke and want him to play a bigger part in public life. While in Kyiv, Harry told the anti-monarchy newspaper, The Guardian, that he hoped to return to Britain with Meghan and their children this week, as he definitely brought that closer, he claimed. I can disclose that the next planned move in the plot or process, as their pals preferred to put it. Okay, as their pals. So now it's not one person that told him, it is multiple people. Okay, 2 or more people told him, suggesting a natural progression is the couple's first joint visit to Britain since they attended a charity engagement in September 2022, then stayed for the Queen's Elizabeth's funeral. Meghan will return to Britain before this year is out. The friend tells me, adding jokingly, that she will be bearing humble pie. It remains to be seen whether bearing humble pie and eating it, presumably, is sufficient to placate the royal family or the British people. I, for one, won't be tasting a slice until she apologizes to senior royals, including the Prince and Princess of Wales, for the profound hurt that she and her husband have caused. Now, the hole in this story, and by the way, it is full of untruths, but the hole in this story, as far as I'm concerned, is the way we took a huge leap from relations that is, with the rest of Harry's family soon started to cool. However, the British public was not far behind after the couple quit royal duties and moved to North America in 2020, adding to attitudes hardened further. And when Harry and Meghan voiced their public criticism, now see, it all jumped from wedding day to Oprah Winfrey interview. It jumped from wedding day to Oprah Winfrey interview. What happened to 18 months of torture, plotting, scheming? What happened to 18 months of bullying, leaking, and briefing? There is no mention of anything that the royal family should apologize for. Not one thing. It is all Harry and Meghan all the time. There is no mention of the racist British media. The countless days of agonizing negative stories about anything and everything. The type of journalism that has made Meghan's existence very unsafe. The type of journalism that has made things unsafe for Princess Lilibet and Prince Archie. The same media that has made life very unsafe for Prince Harry. There was a huge leap from the wedding day to the Oprah Winfrey interview, with almost nothing in between. If there were criticisms, which there were plenty, as well as allegations, which there were plenty, why not mention that? I mean, you don't have to do like a whole novel, but explain something. Harry and Meghan's discontent did not just happen because they're mean people. It happened because they were being viciously attacked from all sides. It happened because someone from your newspaper moved next door to Meghan's father. These things don't happen in a vacuum. This was deliberate. It was deliberate. They meant to drive Meghan out of the UK. And they did. And along with Meghan was their child, and of course, Prince Harry. Now, that's the part you didn't mean to do. They thought that they were going to drive Meghan either to the grave or out of the country. I was just dumbfounded by the huge leap. Never mind the stupid story, but the huge leap from the royal wedding, which was watched by thousands, not millions, more like 1 billion, to North America and Oprah Winfrey interview. You can't make up something as stupid as that. He did. And so because, and by the way, no mention of Harry apologizing, just Meghan. And Richard Eden wants us to believe that William and Kate are guilty of nothing, not a thing. That is the part of the invisible contract. That is the part of the story that is always left out. Meghan and Harry were just so jealous that Kate will be queen and William will be king that they just spontaneously went after them, trying to find anything and everything that they could do to bring them down. It had nothing to do with the constant leaking and briefing. It had nothing to do with William knocking his brother to the floor. And we still don't know exactly what he wanted with Meghan that day. He wasn't even there looking for Harry. He was looking for Meghan. He come over there all charged up looking for Meghan. We still don't know what that was about. Since he's such a fantastic journalist, why don't he find out exactly what William wanted that day? What has any of it got to do with Eden? If Harry's father restores security for him and his family, the Middletons can't do about it. Thank you, words do matter. And Lex says, Maureen is full of crap. She needs an enema. Thank you, Legs. He is totally fixated on this subject. I don't think he knows anything, only that is, I think this is supposed to be more of a warning. Not that he knows anything, but I think he's assuming that something is afoot. And he probably has been in the chats with the derangers. He's probably been in group chats with the derangers, and these are definitely the machinations of a deranger. That's where that comes from. A lot of this stuff, just like the whole thing about, and by the way, if you guys looked at the video that I posted last night, the one that was private, and then it was not private, but members only, and then it became for everybody, that video, you notice that in several places, I had to correct the article by reminding people that it was not a Mercedes limousine. It was a van. I don't know what brand or model it was, but it was a van. At no point had Meghan rented a Mercedes limousine, but there are people out there saying that Meghan rented a Mercedes limousine and instructed the driver to take her to the tunnel. And there are people that believe that. They believe that Meghan was sitting there thinking to herself, gee, I want to see if I can push my husband over the edge. Take me to that tunnel. There are derangers that make up stories like that all day long. And then people in the tabloid media, they will say that fans, royal fans, are wondering, why did Meghan rent a Mercedes limousine? That's what the media does. As long as they can get somebody to say it, that's good enough. When they run out of, other people, officials, should I say, they start looking to the derangers. Let me see here. Someone wrote a caption on Kate's video where she goes over to greet those kids today. They say, try harder. That's it. Try harder. Huh. Okay. Wow, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. By the way, I got a new photo to share with you guys. I got a new photo. Let me grab it. This is like the best, clearest head to toe photo that I've been able to find tonight. The lunatics have left the asylum. Let's see. Big Becky was connected to Charles. Sure, she is trying to fill in the blanks. So they suspect something is going on, but not sure what. Harry has Invictus. The king should appear to support vets. Thank you for that. Yeah, you know what, cookies and cream, if there were any truth to that, this would be the only reason, what you just said here, because they will forever be tarnished with racism, jealousy, xenophobia, misogyny, hypocrisy, and wickedness. Just to name a few. Just to name a few. The royal family is tarnished. They exist, and just barely. Rory says Meghan was so globally successful with her Paris Fashion Week that deranged haters tried to sabotage and hijack her shine. Then the Rhoda ran with that lie in the tabloids. Sick, sick, sick. Hold on. I think I'm a bit dehydrated. Oh, was my microphone still off? Okay. I don't know. I think the StreamYard is acting kind of funny. All right, let me get back over here. So this was the last photo that oh no, is this the last? No, I don't think so. But look at William's face. Look at William's face. What is going on? William seems to have a little bit of a tick, like some kind of stress being with his father. On the left, he's making that weird face like he's, I don't know, chomping his teeth or whatever. And then on the right there, for some reason, it seems like he's wiping his nose or whatever. I don't know. But this is very odd body language. You would think that there would be a few decent photos of them together, but everything I've seen so far just seems very uncomfortable. Charles looks kind of bad though, doesn't he? I think so. It looks like he's lost weight. Yeah, it looks like he's lost weight. So all these people who had zero idea Meg was going to Paris are now telling us what happened in Paris. Yes, that appears to be the idea is that they didn't know she was going, but Lord, they know every detail, don't they? Thank you for the super chat. They didn't know she was coming, but since then they have gathered every detail. Whinge. Whinge. That is the word of the day, is whinge. And the reason why I wanted the definition, because I wanted to make sure I was using it correctly. To whinge is complain persistently and in a peevish or irritating way. An act of complaining, whinge. She let off steam by having a good whinge. Stop whinging and get on with it. The reason why I wanted to share that definition is because of this. Amanda Platell, I'm so mortified by all these disgusting things I've said about Victoria Beckham. Now I know her terrible secret and what I did to her. Sorry can never be enough. Didn't she just apologize because of what she said about Kate? As a matter of fact, she's always apologizing for white women. I'll just say that. She's always apologizing for white women. She criticizes them and then she takes it back. But the one woman of color that she's fixated with, there is never an apology. If anything, she doubles down on it. She will double down on it. So Amanda Platell, the gatekeeper, Amanda Platell says right here, oh yeah, this is actually I got that from AI. Amanda Platell apologized because I was wondering what it was about. Apologized to Victoria Beckham in October of 2025. The journalist Amanda Platell issued a formal apology to Victoria Beckham in the Daily Mail for disgusting things she had written about her. Platell admitted she had fat shamed Victoria and contributed to a culture of criticism that affected her deeply. Victoria Beckham revealed her struggle with body image and an eating disorder in a new Netflix documentary, which prompted Platell's apology. And I thought about it. I said, well, when will Amanda Platell apologize to Meghan Sussex? I'm missing the letter A. H, that is. And then also, when is it okay for you to speak about your own life without being called a whinger? And what I mean by that is, it's okay. Oh, well, it continues over here. It says, why is it okay for William and Kate to complain about their lives? So, when is it okay for other people besides Will and Kate to mention their struggles? Because William has been whinging for months. Just like he said, Kate's cancer is the worst thing that has ever happened to him. Um, and of course, Kate spoke about her struggles. They both speak of their struggles, trying to raise the future king, trying to be available as parents, and so on and so on, trying to maintain privacy for their family. Right. All of these things is okay for them to whinge about. William just did an interview with Eugene Levy where he whinged about how tough his life is, what a tough year it's been, right? But Harry and Meghan can never say anything, not even loss of an unborn child is safe for them to discuss. Because if they do, the accusation will be made very quickly that all they do is moan. They're just moaning about this and they're whinging about that. But yet, we are hearing violins constantly playing for the Prince and Princess of Wales, right? Constantly. We are made to feel pity for them, and nobody questions it. While they're acquiring a new forever home, while they're on their fifth or sixth vacation, well, no, seventh or eighth vacation for 2025, all's whilst complaining. And the Sussexes are not allowed to verbalize any type of anything, nothing. Interesting. So this is why I'm asking the question, when is she going to apologize to Harry and Meghan? And there is plenty to apologize for. Like, for instance, wasn't it Amanda Platell that told Meghan, you're not welcome here? Not that Meghan is sitting around thinking, did Amanda Platell say it's okay to come back? But the thing is, that type of rhetoric causes hostility. There are a lot of fragile people out there, and that could be very dangerous. That's why. It's a double standard, reeking of hypocrisy. I'll talk about this tomorrow. And that's that. So I am going to go back up to the top. I'm going to take another look to see if there's anything new. And then after that, we'll call it a night, shall we? Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out of here. And if you're not a member, please consider becoming a member of Royal Sussex. Okay, let me see if there's anything new before I go. Well, I don't see anything just yet, but surely we will have some new photos tomorrow. So far, I haven't seen anything from inside of this function that they're attending. Oh Lord, they are deporting George Bush's 36 years a secret finally came out, leaving small towns stunned. George W. Bush's favorite chef is deported. Isn't that something? They are deporting George Bush's chef. Is there nobody safe? They could let that man cook that food. Okay, yes, I'm not seeing anything, you guys. So, I'm going to say goodnight right now. I'm going to look at the comments before I go. And then I'm going to say goodnight, but I did not see anything new. So I believe they must still be inside their dinner. And we'll just wait for some new pics tomorrow. Yeah, I'm still looking. Give me a second, you guys. Let me just take a look here. Okay. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. All right, you guys, I'm going to take a look at the comments and then I'm going to say goodnight. I don't see anything. I was still looking. Let me see. Oh, you mean like a big class action lawsuit? I hope so. I hope so. Oh, yeah. She's about to pull her hair out by the follicles because of what she said about Victoria Beckham, but no apologies for Meghan. I do not think she apologizes to women of color. Ah, okay. Maybe that's the secret ingredient. Mm. Oh, yeah, that is a good point. All this apologizing to Victoria Beckham and Kate Middleton wearing her clothing isn't an accident. They're trolling Princess Meghan Sussex with Victoria Beckham for some reason. Oh, and by the way, Victoria Beckham had a show in Paris, right? She had a little fashion show over there, and um, unfortunately for her, well, her show was never going to be the talk of the town anyway. But thanks to the Duchess of Sussex, it was even less interesting. So she's welcome. Yeah, thanks to our Duchess, her show was even less interesting. Okay, did not mean to stay on for almost 3 hours. Good night, everyone. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex.